That rusted suspension bracket sitting on your workbench right now, the one seized so bad you can barely read the part number, the one covered in thick, flaking, deep red rust that goes all the way down to the metal. You are about to put that on a grinding wheel, aren't you? You are about to spend the next 2 hours breathing in toxic iron dust, burning through wire wheel after wire wheel, and watching sparks fly off your hands while you try to chase every pocket of rust into every corner and crevice. Stop. Put the grinder down. Because what I am about to show you is going to make that grinding wheel look like the biggest scam you have ever fallen for in your entire life. Watch this. Take a rag. Soak it in a clear liquid that costs $1 at any grocery store in America. Wrap it around that rusted bracket. Come back in a few hours. When you unwrap that rag, the solid red rust is gone. Not brushed off, not ground down, gone. It has been chemically dissolved into a thin brown liquid that wipes away with a paper towel, leaving behind perfectly clean, bare, shiny gray steel underneath. No grinding, no sparks, no dust in your lungs, $1. That liquid is plain white distilled vinegar, the same bottle sitting in your kitchen right now, and the fact that you did not already know this is not an accident. Welcome to the buried blueprint. I am glad you are here. If you want to keep finding out what corporations deliberately hide from you to protect their profit margins, hit that subscribe button right now and ring the bell. Every single video on this channel is a secret they hoped you would never find. Now let us get into it. Here is the science, and I am going to give it to you straight, because you deserve to understand exactly why this works. Rust is not just dirt sitting on top of your metal. Rust is iron oxide. It is what happens when the iron molecules in your steel react with oxygen and water over time and form a completely new chemical compound. That compound bonds to your metal at a molecular level. That is why you cannot just wipe it off. That is why grinding feels necessary. You are physically tearing the rust compound away from the surface because you do not know a better way. But white distilled vinegar contains acetic acid, and acetic acid does something that a grinding wheel can never do. It chemically attacks the iron oxide molecule itself. It breaks the bonds holding that rust compound together, and when those bonds break, the solid rust does not just loosen from the metal, it dissolves. It transforms into a new compound called iron acetate, which is fully water-soluble, meaning it turns into liquid. Brown, sludgy, rust soup liquid that you literally wipe off with a paper towel. And here is the part that makes this even better. Acetic acid is selectively reactive with iron oxide. It goes after the rust. It does not aggressively attack your healthy base metal underneath the way stronger acids do. So when the rust is gone, what is left behind is your actual steel. Not chewed up, not pitted from the chemistry. Clean bare metal, ready for primer, paint, or coating. You are not grinding the metal away. You are chemically melting only the rust and leaving the steel untouched. That is a level of precision no angle grinder on earth can give you. Let that sink in for a second. Now, here is exactly how you do this, step by step, no fluff. Step 1. Get a bottle of plain white distilled vinegar. Not apple cider vinegar, not cleaning vinegar concentrate, not white wine vinegar. Plain, white, distilled vinegar. The clear stuff. It will say 5% acidity on the label. You can buy a full gallon at any grocery store in America for under $2. That is your rust remover. That is the whole product. Step 2. For parts you can remove, like bolts, brackets, tools, exhaust tips, rotors, anything that comes off the vehicle or off the bench, get a plastic container big enough to fully submerge the part. Do not use metal containers. The acid will react with them. A plastic storage bin, a large Ziploc bag, a plastic bucket, pour your vinegar in. Submerge the part completely. Make sure every rusted surface is fully covered. Seal it up or cover it to slow evaporation. For parts you cannot remove from the vehicle, like a rusted suspension component still on the car, a rusted frame rail, an exhaust section you cannot get off, here is the technique. Soak a rag or a paper towel completely in vinegar. Wrap it directly around the rusted surface. Then wrap the whole thing tightly in plastic wrap. The plastic wrap is critical. It stops the vinegar from evaporating so the acid stays in constant contact with the rust the entire time. Step 3. Walk away. This is not a product that requires you to scrub or brush or agitate. The chemistry does the work. For light surface rust, you may start seeing results in 2 to 3 hours. For heavy rust, deep red flaking rust, rust that has built up over years, leave it overnight. 8 to 12 hours. Some severe cases may benefit from a second soak. But most average rust jobs are done in one overnight session. You will know it is working because when you check it, the vinegar will have turned dark brown and the part will be coated in a soft brown sludge. That sludge is your dissolved rust. That is iron acetate. That used to be solid rust bonded to your metal. Step 4. Remove the part from the soak. Take a paper towel or a soft brush and wipe that brown sludge away. It comes off with almost no effort. You will feel the clean steel underneath. For stubborn spots in deep pits or threads, an old toothbrush handles it easily. But watch closely what happens next, because this is the step that most people skip, and it is the step that causes them to swear the whole method does not work. Step 5. This is the critical step. After you wipe the part clean, you must neutralize the acid. Acetic acid is still chemically active on bare metal after the rust is gone. And bare steel with any acid residue left on it will flash rust extremely fast. We are talking minutes in humid air. So mix a small amount of baking soda into a bowl of water. Just a tablespoon or 2 per quart of water is enough. Baking soda is alkaline. It neutralizes acid on contact. Rinse or wipe the entire part down thoroughly with your baking soda solution. You may hear a faint fizzing sound. That is the neutralization happening. That is the reaction stopping. Rinse with clean water and dry the part completely and immediately with a towel or a heat gun. Do not let water sit on bare metal. Once dry, your part is bare, clean steel. Apply your rust-inhibiting primer, your paint, your coating, your oil, whatever your next step is, as quickly as possible. Bare steel waits for no one. $1, a rag, plastic wrap, baking soda from your pantry. That is the entire system. Now I need to tell you something important, and this is the part the tool companies and the chemical brands absolutely do not want you to hear. Go to any auto parts store or home improvement warehouse in this country right now. Walk down the rust treatment aisle. You will find products with names you know. Big branded bottles with technical sounding labels. Evapo Rust, Rust-Oleum Rust Dissolver, POR, 1,5 Metal Prep, CLR. They all have different names, different label designs, and dramatically different price tags. We are talking $15, $20, $30, $40 for a single gallon. And the auto parts store staff will push these products on you hard. They will hand you a bottle and tell you it is the safest and most effective way to remove rust chemically. Here's the part they hide. Look at the active ingredient on those product labels. Many of the most popular chelation-based rust removers work by using chelating agents to bind to the iron oxide and pull it into solution. Others use phosphoric acid or organic acid compounds to dissolve the rust. All of them are doing a variation of the same fundamental chemistry you just did for $1 with grocery store vinegar. They are attacking the iron oxide bonds and converting them into a water-soluble compound. The exact same process. The exact same mechanism. The difference is the profit margin. They take chemistry that has been understood for over a century, rebrand it, put it in a bottle with a heavy marketing campaign behind it, and charge you a 2,000% markup. And they rely on you not knowing that your grocery store already sells the active chemistry you need for almost nothing. And it gets worse, because it is not just the chemical brands doing this to you. The abrasive tool industry has a stake in keeping you ignorant too. Every wire wheel you burn through, every flap disc, every grinding attachment, every angle grinder sold specifically for rust removal. That is an entire product category built on the assumption that you will never find out you can dissolve rust chemically for $1. The moment you know about acetic acid and iron oxide, that entire category of purchases becomes optional. You buy it once for light finishing work. That is it. The rest is chemistry you already own. This is not a coincidence. The knowledge that plain vinegar dissolves rust has been available for well over 100 years. Victorian metalworkers knew it. Machine shop operators knew it. Military depot workers refurbishing equipment knew it. This information did not disappear because it stopped working. It disappeared from mainstream awareness because it cannot be packaged, patented, and sold back to you at a $30 markup. That is the only reason. Before I finish, I need to tell you something. What you just learned about rust is one of dozens of suppressed industry secrets exactly like this one. Same pattern. Cheap, proven, unpatentable solution buried under expensive branded products. Every single one of them is documented in the complete buried blueprint vault. The link is in the description below this video. It contains guides covering rust, mold, rotting wood, foundation cracks, energy leaks, and more. Information that contractors, chemical companies, and tool manufacturers all have a financial reason to keep you from ever reading. Check the link in the description. But stay right here, because exactly how you apply this changes everything. And there is one more thing I want to make sure you know. You just did in one overnight soak what a grinding wheel takes 2 hours to accomplish. You did it without producing a single particle of toxic iron dust. You did it without burning through a single abrasive attachment. You did it without straining your wrists and shoulders against a spinning wheel on seized metal. You did it with a rag and a bottle of vinegar that costs less than a cup of coffee. A professional restoration shop would charge you between $50 and $200 per part for chemical rust removal and surface prep depending on the size and complexity of the component. An experienced fabricator doing media blasting or professional chemical dipping would charge even more, and none of those processes use anything your grocery store does not already sell. The industry prays every single day that you never find this out. Because the moment you do, a $4 gallon of vinegar replaces a $30 specialty rust remover, a $12 wire wheel kit, and a $200 shop visit, all in one purchase you can make while picking up groceries. If this video showed you something real, share it. Send it to the person you know who is fighting rust on their vehicle right now. Leave it for the guy in the forum thread asking whether he should buy Evaporust or POR 15. Subscribe and share this channel so more of these buried secrets keep getting exposed instead of staying buried. And if you think what the rust remover industry is hiding is a scam, wait until you see what they are hiding about cleaning your dirty, oxidized, brake dust-caked alloy wheels. What dissolves that baked-on contamination without a single brush stroke? Subscribe so you do not miss it. The next blueprint opens soon, and what is inside is even